Right now at 10, a partial government shutdown is in effect, and it doesn't look like things will be resolved over the next few days. And it's a full day of long lines and good deals. We caught up with a few last-minute shoppers on what's known as Super Saturday. Plus, it's being called the little pot that could, how a small gesture is having a big impact for Madison students.
This is News 3 at 10.
President Trump and Senate Democrats are fighting over funding for a border wall, and now the federal government is partially shut down, which is expected to last past Christmas. The Senate adjourned for the holidays without reaching a deal to end the shutdown. President Trump is refusing to sign any spending bill that does not include $5 billion in funding for a border wall. Without a deal, 9 federal agencies, including Homeland Security and state and justice departments, are now closed. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said he will not hold any more votes until a bipartisan agreement is reached.
We push the pause button until the president, from whom we will need a signature, and Senate Democrats, from whom we will need votes, reach an agreement. No procedural votes, no test votes.
President Trump is demanding billions of dollars for an expensive, ineffective wall that the majority of Americans don't support.
Vice President Mike Pence was on Capitol Hill today trying to make a deal with Senate Democrats, but little progress was made. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers caught in the middle will have to work without pay until both sides reach a compromise, and that could take days or weeks. Democratic Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin reacted to the shutdown on Twitter. She says the president promised the American people Mexico would pay for his border wall, and now that he's broken that promise, Congress should not make taxpayers pay for his wasteful, ineffective wall. Republican Senator Ron Johnson is also responding to the shutdown, saying Democrats all claim they want to secure the border, so it's unfortunate they won't put money where their mouth is and actually provide funding to do so. NORAD plans to track Santa despite the government shutdown. The organization has been tracking Santa for the past 63 years. It's run out of Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs. The military personnel who track Santa are supported by 1,500 volunteers. The Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island also plan to stay open during the shutdown. New York's governor says the state would pay $65,000 a day to fund the National Park Service personnel and the cost of operations during the shutdown. The state has done the same during previous shutdowns. The National Park Service says that Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty National Monument have a yearly economic output of $364 million and support 3,400 jobs. The government shutdown will likely continue after Christmas. We'll share any updates on air and online, channel3000.com. One person is dead following a deadly crash in rural Dane County. It happened around 1:15 this morning on Langer Road. This is off County Highway T in the town of Medina. Investigators say a car failed to make a turn and ran into a power pole. The car caught on fire. The driver died at the scene. Police have not released that person's name. Wauwatosa police are investigating a burglary where a person broke in while homeowners slept, but only a few things were taken thanks to the family dog. In the surveillance video, dog Oliver jumps into action after the burglar had been in the home for about 20 minutes. The burglar drops the gifts he was carrying as he's chased out the door. His owner says he's a very sweet dog, even scared of rain and whistles, but is very protective of his family. Police say the suspect got away with credit cards and a present, but left his fingerprints all over. UW-Madison students are reacting to news that the downtown Taco Bell Cantina will soon be able to serve beer and wine. The restaurant will receive its liquor license after a Dane County judge ruled in favor of the restaurant chain in a lawsuit. Taco Bell opened in December 2017 with intentions to obtain a liquor license. Students say they thought the city's initial denial of the license didn't make sense.
Taco Bell isn't a bar. I mean, yeah, if we were putting another Whiskey Jack's right on State Street, sure, there could be more talk about that. But again, just having a drink with dinner, I don't think that's a problem.
The Flynn Restaurant Group, who owns Taco Bell, said they will begin serving beer and wine early next year. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Dana Fulton, who's in with our first alert forecast.
So it's a little cold outside for us right now. We had a bit of a chilly, cloudy day, unfortunately. Temperatures, though, still above average, believe it or not, even though it does feel so cool outside. Travel conditions today we're pretty all right. Looking at our Doppler track right now, we're mostly quiet throughout Wisconsin. Plan on a mostly quiet night tonight, guys. Not concerned about anything really moving on through. A slight chance for some flurries early tomorrow morning, but not enough that would cause any sort of weird travel conditions if you're hitting the road early Sunday. And even later Sunday, we might see some flurries come back through, but it shouldn't be anything that's messy for us outside. We're at about 29 in Madison, 32 in Janesville, and 30 right now in Mineral Point. So it is cool with that breeze coming through from the west. It's in the single digits, though, so it's not playing too much of a factor into our temperatures right now. The wind chill feels just a degree or two cooler than where we're actually at, but otherwise, so again, very quiet this evening. Today we hit a high of 30 in Madison, so not quite as warm as what we've had for the last few days, just a little cooler outside. However, we should be in the upper 20s, so it is fair to say that we are still above average, and that trend is expected to continue for us tomorrow. And as we head towards Christmas Eve, even Christmas Day, tomorrow plan on highs in the mid to low 30s. With the chance for some flurries in the afternoon, and that chance is going to pop up again as we head into Christmas night and Christmas morning, or Christmas Eve in nighttime. Because of that flurry chance, there may be a few areas with some trace amounts of snowfall by Christmas Day. We'll take a closer look at that chance for some snow in just a few minutes.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Dana. A fundraiser through the Madison Metropolitan School District has raised enough money to pay off all negative school lunch balances. It was started by the HR department with staff hoping to raise $500 on their Facebook fundraiser, and that goal was quickly met. And as of tonight, donations stand at more than $25,000. The money will go to paying off the free and reduced lunch balances for the more than 1,500 students. Also, just a heads up, you can donate to negative food accounts at any time by contacting the district. Stores in Madison are still busy this evening, with some staying open around the clock until Christmas Eve. Today is known as Super Saturday. Adam Duxter caught up with a few last-minute shoppers.
It's insane. Like, the last weekend is usually like 30% of your total holiday season, like all crammed into like a couple of days.
With only a few days left before the holiday shopping season's over, Twigs at Hilldale is helping people find that last-minute gift.
We're just like the one-stop shop where they can come and find everything from like a sweater to a piece of jewelry to a coat or a pair of shoes or a handbag or anything in between.
Across the country, Super Saturday is expecting to bring in over $24 billion in sales, outpacing any other shopping weekend, including Black Friday. For some, this weekend is the first time they can even think about buying gifts.
I'm a student here at UW-Madison, and I just got done with finals on Thursday, so I wasn't really thinking about shopping for my family, so I figured I had to do it sometime.
Most online holiday shipping deadlines have passed, making an uncommon trip for some.
This is unusual for us today. We're usually online shoppers.
Uncommon.
Sorry, it looks like we're having some trouble with the video there. Hilldale will be open until Christmas Eve at 5 p.m., but then they will be closed on Christmas Day. Small and independent bookstores are reporting better than average sales this year, according to the American Booksellers Association. These type of stores fell by 40% between the mid-90s and 2009, but they have recovered some of those closures, and this year sales are up more than 5% over a year ago. Locally, there is a special pop-up bookstore hoping to attract people in Madison. 702 WI is located at 702 East Johnson Street. Organizers say they're selling everything from books to crafts. They've also seen more interest in reading throughout the year.
There's been an increase in people buying books at the events, and that's part of why we decided to do a more full-time pop-up for a few days to let people have the chance to come in here when we're not just open for an event. And I think part of that is people are excited to kind of escape to a different world, whether that's through fiction or nonfiction.
If you want to check it out, you better hurry. The pop-up store will continue through tomorrow. Postal workers are doing their best to get your Christmas packages delivered on time. According to the United States Postal Service, this is the busiest week for mailing, shipping, and delivery. More than 200 million packages are expected to be delivered this week. Madeline O'Neill has more from here at home.
It is a last-minute gift.
Their Christmas presents Samuel Freeman picked out for his nieces out of state, so he's doing what he can to get them there.
It's another holiday where we just try to make the best of it. Yeah, especially family time, that's number one.
He's battling crowds at the post office.
I came Thursday night, and that line was to the door.
doing his part to send the gifts on their way.
Hopefully the Postal Service does their part.
The last minute. Dropping off your packages at the post office is just the first part of its journey. It still has a ways to go, but it won't be alone.
It can get pretty heavy.
In the weeks leading up to Christmas, last-minute packages like Freeman's fill carrier bags.
It's pretty crazy.
And trucks.
You kind of do what you got to do to make it all fit in the truck.
As they tag along with mail carriers like Kayla Lightnin.
At the end of the day, it's a really good feeling when the truck is empty.
Lightnin stays out until that truck is empty.
It's second nature.
So her familiar routes
We get to know names and
take a bit longer this time of year.
Oh, big time. I mean, you go from having, usually pretty close to an 8-hour day every day, and then you're tacking on a couple hours that day. It gets pretty wild.
She's picking up the pace.
Well, one, you gotta stay warm. You gotta keep moving to get it done.
Also, she can do her part to get gifts home for the holidays.
As long as they receive it, that's all that really matters.
In Madison, Madeline O'Neill, WISC News 3.
U.S. Postal Service carriers ask that you keep your porch lights on for them to make this busy time of year a little easier for them. But 2 area homes won't have to worry about leaving the porch light on. They're already shining bright for the season. The story behind these high-tech displays next at 10. You may put up a few decorations this time of year, but for some, the holidays are a chance to light up their community. We took a look at 2 Madison displays doing just that. Daytime in the Madison winter can be bleak, but at night, a little light can change everything.
I just want people to enjoy what I enjoy doing so much.
Madison area residents are hoping to add a little shine to their neighborhoods.
I've gotten nice cards, people thanking me, people saying that they really enjoyed it and are glad that I put it on.
Gabe Martins, a junior at Madison Memorial, just wants to spread some cheer for the rest of Madison to see after long hours of work.
It's kind of an all-year project for me. I usually order the parts that I need over the summer, beginning of summer, and I kind of do it as my summer project. And then I put it up over Thanksgiving.
This is a gigantic Loves Fest.
Over on the far east side, the Beekner household takes it up another level.
The process to just put one song up is very in-depth and can take 20 to 30 hours. A good grand total of about 12 months worth of work for the show as it is right now.
And Brooke has no regrets about the work for what it means to the community.
The community has been absolutely wonderful. We go from people who have just found about this for the first time and are in awe to people that come back year after year after year, telling us that this is part of their Christmas tradition.
If anything, these lighting mavericks are just trying to spread a little seasonal cheer.
And just hoping that this brings somebody a little bit of joy where they may not have some, or if they're going through a rough time, come take a look at some lights.
Also, the zoo lights are still going on strong at Henry Vilas Zoo. They'll be up until December 30th between 5:30 and 9. However, there will be no lights on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Admission is $7 per person, but kids under 3 are admitted for free. And this is what a million Christmas lights look like. A family from Pennsylvania has been decorating their property since 1948, and it just keeps getting bigger and brighter. The display is open to the public for about 2 months around the holidays. The owners say it takes them all a year to plan, decorate, and make repairs. Now we got Dana in with our forecast. Dana, tell me the good news.
Light goals there. So Christmas, here's my good news. 2 days, 1 hour and 43 minutes. We are marching down to Christmas Day, and it looks like we have a few flurry chances right around the corner. Not like I'm counting, not like I'm excited, but we may see a little bit of snowfall over the next few days. Not expecting it to add up to too much, but some areas may have some trace amounts heading into Christmas. That's the good news. Plan on some sunshine tomorrow with a little bit of flurry action as well. Temperatures are going to stay just slightly above average for us, which still means in the low 30s, so not a warm trend for the next few days, just a little above average. And travel conditions overall are really going to be okay, not expecting any sort of weather effect for us on the roadways. Our Doppler track right now is mostly quiet. We do have some clouds in the sky, but no threat for the next few hours for any sort of snowfall or rain. This front is going to continue to slide east. Overall, it's kept us fairly quiet, but we do have the chance to maybe see a few lingering flurries early tomorrow morning. That's about it. Overnight, we stay mostly cloudy for the next few hours and then slowly become partly cloudy. Again, just a slight chance for some isolated flurries overnight. Tomorrow, we'll have a partly sunny sky. It'll be nice to get a few pockets of sunshine. Also seeing that flurry chance pop back up for us later on in the afternoon and evening. Good news for Monday, also looks partly sunny for us. And then by Monday evening, the clouds build back in, and that's when that potential for some snowfall heading into Christmas Day is good news for us. So Christmas Eve, we have this line of moisture sliding just through southern Wisconsin. Not expecting too much snow, but it is going to bring just a little bit. The only question mark as we get into Tuesday afternoon or Christmas Day in the afternoon, if that moisture is still lingering, our temperatures will be above freezing by then, or from close to freezing for some areas. So we may see some freezing drizzle for us for Tuesday afternoon, but right now that looks like a pretty small chance, and if there is any, it won't be that much, as that little blob coming through is going to have much moisture associated with it. Overall snowfall totals, models here bringing in just about a few tenths of an inch for Madison on Southwest. So it would be nice to, again, say that some areas might have a whiter Christmas than others, but a few tenths of an inch certainly isn't much. So let's not bank on it at this point. And plus the ground right now, nothing's probably going to stick for too long. As far as temperatures go for Christmas Day, early in the morning, we will be in the upper 20s, and then throughout the afternoon, plan on temperatures falling into or rising into the 30s. Again, that flurry chance is really in the morning, and then later in the afternoon as that moisture leaves. We're expecting the chance for just a few isolated drizzle spots. Cloudy downtown right now. Today we did hit a high of 30 degrees. Again, just a little bit above average. That overnight low in the mid-20s. Overnight tonight, we're expected to fall to about the same, 26, with that mostly cloudy sky slowly becoming partly cloudy. May see a few clouds in the morning, but again, really leaning more towards partly cloudy chance for us, which is good news heading into the Christmas holiday, and a lot of people still wrapping things up. I'm not a procrastinator, but I get it if you're still wrapping things up for Christmas. Christmas Eve, that flurry chance comes in late into Tuesday morning. Temperatures are going to stay in the low 30s for both days. By the middle of the week, though, Wednesday and Thursday, I do just want to note right now, we are expecting a little bigger system to come on through late Wednesday and into Thursday, and that system could be bringing a more mix for Thursday morning. Could be a little messy for anyone traveling after the holiday, Amy.
All right, thanks, Dana. Our warmer weather means Lake Mendota is no longer completely frozen over, and this is known as it being open. When a lake is frozen, it's considered closed. Madison's largest lake has closed, opened, and closed again only 7 times in Wisconsin's state history. The Badgers played their last home game of 2018. Highlights and post-game from the big win next in sports.
Well, if you feel like it's been a while since you've watched a Badgers men's basketball game, that's because it's been 9 days since the team was in action. So shaking off some rust to start this morning against Grambling State. First half action here, Ethan Happ finding Kobe King for the wide open three, one of his two on the day. Badgers up 5. Later on, Grambling State battling back. Nigel Ribeiro drives to the hoop, lays it in for 2. Tigers within 2. And then Wisconsin's Brevin Pritzel to Happ on the mismatch. Slam dunk Ethan Happ. Wisconsin heads into the locker room on a 17-5 run. Second half action here. Happ just outmanning Grambling State, getting the bucket and 1. Badgers beat the Tigers 84-53, and 11 different Badgers scoring in this game. A big strength of the team this year.
I think the majority of our better teams here over the last 18 years have had that depth, and we really were balanced and did some good things. Really good movement, shared the ball, got the ball in the high percentage areas, did some good things in transition at times. So, yeah, I like the balance. I think that makes you a much harder team to play when you can come from multiple angles offensively.
And Happ leading the way with a game-high 19 points, also picked up his 1,000th career rebound in the game. Kobe King, the only player off the bench in double digits today. Badgers improved to 10-2 on the season. They're back in action in 1 week at Western Kentucky. Cornerback Will Redmond joining the not-so-exclusive IR club. The Packers have now lost 15 players to season-ending injuries this year. And on top of that, Jason Spriggs did not travel with the team to New York. He's been recovering from a concussion. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers on the team getting a practice in before heading to New York today. Kickoff against the Jets at noon tomorrow. A key for a Green Bay win tomorrow? Well, Rodgers says getting the ball to Devontae Adams, who has yet to hit the ceiling of his potential.
That's why he's the #1 receiver and one of the top guys in the league, and because he can make those plays. He can get open on anybody. He can go up and get the ball. He can get down the field over the top on guys. He can make contested catches. I think the beauty in his game is that I think there's some room for improvement too. I really do, and I think he would say the same thing.
Bucks in the MIA tonight, not having the best night despite beating the Celtics by 13 last night. Slow start, only scoring 8 points in the first quarter, but picking it up here. Giannis with the alley-oop slam dunk. He only had 9 points tonight, 13 rebounds though. Later, Eric Bledsoe here pulls up for the bucket and the foul. He had 15 tonight, but the Heat with too much early on. Bucks with their worst performance of the season, losing 94-87. Former UW Whitewater head coach Lance Leipold on the Buffalo Bills in the Bulls, not Bills, in the Dollar General Bowl in Mobile, Alabama tonight, facing the Troy Trojans. First half, Kevin Marks punches it in from a yard out, Buffalo taking the lead. But Troy outscoring Buffalo a lot more in the second half. They lose the Dollar General Bowl, finishing the season 10-4, but Coach Leipold finishing his 4th season in Buffalo now with his first winning record there. So pretty cool.
Yeah, great to see him having some success there.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks, Melissa. We'll be right back. So should we just make peace with the not white Christmas?
I think we all need to come to terms with it. I can be honest, though, we have about a 60 to 70% chance for most of Dane County to have a white Christmas. And the last 2 Christmases, we have had a white Christmas. We're kind of due here to not see as much snowfall. We do have flurries in the forecast for Sunday and Monday night heading into Tuesday morning. Those flurries may lead to a few tenths of an inch for Madison towards southwest all the way down into Grant County. But those few tenths of an inch, again, not really going to add up too much. Notice for Wednesday and Thursday, we get quite a bit warmer. Our next big system is going to come through, and that may make things a little more messy for us for travel for Thursday. But Sunday, all of you last-minute present buyers, shoppers, yes, you're good to go traveling. And then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, travel should be all good.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.